and a third on her last couple of outings, both at Wolverhampton. But she is a former course and distance winner twice in the past. And, yeah, she's got really strong claims, given that she comes here in decent fettle. Behind her is number 7, Daddy Chill, for Charlie Tucker and Simon Hodgson. First start for the yard, but it needs to really make a massive difference because he wasn't in great form for Patrick Chammings. Last couple of starts has really struggled, so it needs a big turnaround for the new yard. Number 2 is after that. That is Burning Hot, daughter of Ravens Pass, for James Glennon, claiming the £7. One of the more inexperienced riders in the race for trainer Mick Atwater. Was the winner at Brighton last summer. That was over 7 furlongs and didn't run too badly when third back in January here over course and distance. But 2 starts since then have been a little bit disappointing, and she needs to return to the form of that run over course and distance 4 months ago. Aim Full the Bull is next, and the cheap pieces there. Alfie Redmond for Mike Murphy. He's really turned a corner recent weeks. This horse did struggle to win for a while, but has now won 2 of his last 4. And ran all right, I thought, last time out at Southwell over 7 furlongs. Probably going to be suited by coming back to a mile, and certainly suited by returning to this course and distance. And another one that can't be discounted. Next up, we have number 6, Miss Chester, who's actually been really well back today, which surprised me quite a bit because really she's been in terrible form for a good long time now. Might not have got home last time out. That was over 1.25 miles at Leicester, and back over 1 mile tonight. But really, there's not a huge amount to recommend her, other than the fact she's dropped a long way down the weights. However, the market support today has been sustained, and clearly there are a few, at least, who fancy her. And behind her is number 8. That's Dynamite for Carl McHugh and John Gallagher. Did win at Fosslas in September. That was her last victory. But so far this season, she's really struggled. And on that evidence, you'd be struggling to support her. However, Carl McHugh is definitely a positive jockey bookie in this. And finally, number 1 is King of Speed. Hope Regan running for Mark Lockdown. I think this one's got a chance as well, actually. Top of the weights in this grade is really what he wants. And it was a very encouraging third, I thought, last time, sticking on nicely in the closing stages at Wolverhampton. That was over an extended mile. Back over this trip. Sorry, that was at Lingfield, actually. Back over this trip. And I think he's got a pretty good chance under these conditions once more. He's certainly run well New Weather in the past and is on a decent handicap mark, particularly with that £7 claim too. So I can see the top weight King of Speed running pretty well in this. Quite open, but I do think on that Nottingham performance of last time, and with Toby Moore on top, Skeptic might be the one to beat.
Horses making their way out onto the track for the Unibet Support Safer Gambling Hands and Heels Apprentice Handicap. First out will be Burning Hot in the orange with the white Cross of Lorraine. Orange cap with a white star. The mount of James Glennon, who claims 7. Horse number 3 is Skeptic, light blue with the red and white striped sleeves. The red cap with the white stripes. That's the mount of Toby Moore, who claims 3. Next out will be Marchetti in the white with the dark blue hoops. The dark blue star on the cap. Joe Bradnam rides Marchetti. Next out is Port Noir, the yellow with the black sleeves. The light blue cap, the mount of Matthew Lloyd Slater. Then Daddy Chill goes down in the yellow with the black hoop, the black armlets and the black cap. Daddy Chill is the mount of Charlie Tucker. Then we have the orange of Aim for the Bull, the orange with the white stars on the sleeves, the sheepskin cheek pieces as well, a rather large pair of sheepskin cheek pieces. Aim for the Bull is the mount of Alfie Redmond. Then the pink with the grey stripe, the grey and pink striped sleeves and cap of Miss Chester, the mount of Phoebe Edwards, for whom there's been a good few quid today. Next out is King of Speed, the pink with the green triple diamond, diamonds on sleeves and the green cap. That is the mount of Hope Regan. So they are making their way to the start for the first of our 7 races tonight here at Kempton. Let's take a look at the betting. We've seen Dynamite going down as well. Actually, they're dismounted by Kyle McHugh. That's in the pink with the black armlets and the black cap. Just taking a look at the betting. And the favourite here at top of the head, 9-4, is Skeptic. Port Noir is 4-1. Miss Chester is 9-2. 11-2, King of Speed. Aim for the Bull is 11-2. 11-1, Burning Hot. Dynamite is 25-1. Marchetti's 25-1. And the outsider is Daddy Chill at 4-0, 40-1. Horses making their way to the start. This race is underway at 6 o'clock. You've got just over 4 minutes to get your bets on. And first of 7 here tonight.
Right, horses down at the start then for this opening race here at Kempton Park tonight. The 6 o'clock, and a pretty open first contest really. Plenty in here coming with a little bit to prove, and there are a few who've got some decent recent form. One of those would definitely be the favourite, that is Skeptic, whose second at Nottingham last time was a step back in the right direction for sure. Hit the front in the closing stages and just got worried out of it late on. But it was a much more encouraging effort than what he'd been showing recently. And if you can keep that going with a very positive jockey bookie in Toby Moore, then you can understand why he's top of the market. And he should be a pretty tough nut to crack, I think, in this contest. Of those who are up against him with decent claims, King of Speed is certainly one of those. He's the top weight. Hope Regan, Mark Lochnan team up. A good third last time out, which a bit like Skeptic's second was a step back in a positive direction, and this is his grade. He's certainly capable in this kind of contest. He's been weighted higher than this, significantly so in the past, and with Hope Regan taking off £7, I'd say there's a little bit in his favour, King of Speed. And it was nice to see him look a little bit more enthusiastic in the race last time out. Of the other informed contenders, well, there aren't too many of them, but Port Noir would certainly be one of them. A former course and distance winner in the past, twice. He's been in pretty good fettle in his last couple of outings too, first and third at Wolverhampton. And if he brings that form to the table here, he, or she I should say, she might be well involved at the finish. Certainly comes here in decent nick, and she is currently 9-2 second favourite. And the other one with good recent form is Aim for the Bull, who found it hard winning for a long part of his career until about 3 months ago. And now he's 2 from his last 4, so has found the winning habit. And I thought finished a good 4th last time out at Southwell over 7 furlongs. Steps back up to a mile tonight. That can only help because he's got a good record over this course and distance, with the cheek pieces on, with Alfie Redman on board. Another one who can't really be discounted. The one that I thought was interesting, just for the fact that she's been so well supported throughout the day, is Miss Chester. That did surprise me. She's been badly out of form for quite some time now. And Phoebe Edwards claims the £5 for Mark Usher. She'll need to completely reverse recent fortunes to get anywhere near the principals here, but she's 9-2 second in, so clearly plenty fancy her, and she has dropped markedly down the weight, so we shall see how she gets on, but I'd be willing to overlook her just because that recent form is really pretty poor. I'd rather go with the proven runner recently, that is Skeptic. So with the last couple about to go forward, I can say a very good evening in the commentary box to John Blance.
Many thanks, Tom. Yeah, they are going in. There's a handful left to move forward. Aim for the Bull. Didn't fancy going in. He's going to have another look now. We're waiting for King of Speed and Marchetti and Burning Hot and Dynamite to come forward. Aim for the Bull. Goes in. King of Speed. Burning Hot, Marchetti and Dynamite. Marchetti goes in. 2 to go. Burning Hot and Dynamite. Hello, Nick. Nice to talk to you. Good evening, everyone in the studio and everyone watching at home. Burning Hot to go in. Dynamite will be the last. Stand by. Gates back and away they go. They're racing. Port Noir was very quickly away. Skeptic was a little bit slow in the Unibet Support Safer Gambling Hands and Heels Apprentice Handicap over the mile. Now going forward is Miss Chester, who was a subject of quite sustained support. Skeptic is now working hard to attain a prominent position. Down on the rail, Daddy Chill in the yellow and black colours, followed by Port Noir, the light blue cap. Then Burning Hot, the yellow colours, the grey horse there. Other yellow jacket for Aim for the Bull, the sheepskin cheek pieces, followed then by King of Speed, Marchetti's last but one, and right at the back of the field is Dynamite in those pale pink colours as they make their way towards the end of the back straight. And it's Skeptic who leads, but has done quite a bit of work in the run to get there in the hands of Toby Moore. To on the inside in second, Daddy Chill and Charlie Tucker. Then round the outside, Miss Chester, who's 3 wide. Then down on the rail, Burning Hot in between the pair, Port Noir and Matthew Lloyd Slater. They're then followed by Aim for the Bull, the orange jacket. Right down on the rail is King of Speed, the green cap, Hope Regan, followed then by Marchetti, and right at the back of the field is Dynamite as they start to make the turn. 3 furlongs left to go, looking rather awkward for Charlie Tucker now aboard Daddy Chill as they swing for home, and it's Skeptic in the hands of Toby Moore, who's out in front by about 3/4 of a length at the moment to Daddy Chill, who's an awkward ride in second. Then Miss Chester down on the rail trying to get through is Burning Hot as they come to the cutaway. King of Speed's getting into this as well as they fan right across the track and go towards the final furlong and a half, and it's Skeptic for Toby Moore. So over on the far side, Burning Hot, who's getting going. Here comes Miss Chester, the plunge horse. Also from the back of the field, Dynamite. Skeptic, Miss Chester's building up some momentum near side. Skeptic, Miss Chester. Then over on the far side, Burning Hot, but Skeptic is grinding this out and racing up towards the line. Skeptic is what it. Burning Hot finished in second. Miss Chester was third. 4th horse home, King of Speed.
Not too much change, really, in the final furlong, as Skeptic holds all rivals at bay under Toby Moore. Good ride from him for trainer Ian Williams, who had a nice winner at Chester earlier on. The far side back in second, just getting that position was Burning Hot. And in third, near side, was the very well-backed Miss Chester, but she could never really close in any meaningful manner. A Skeptic, who actually missed the break, had to be rushed up by Toby Moore, has probably done quite well to win, and returns the 2-1 favourite and well-backed as well. He was a good second at Nottingham last time out, just getting worried out of it in the closing stages, but certainly nothing wrong with his attitude, particularly in that headgear, and he's kept on very strongly. In these kind of races, I think you can always tell when a jockey is perhaps more experienced, and certainly Toby Moore has put that to good use. There were some snapping at his heels, but Toby was pretty strong, wasn't he, in the saddle in the final throws, and perhaps that has made all the difference. Burning Hot has run really well on the far side for James Glennon. He's one of the more inexperienced riders in the race, and he's given a pretty nice ride to that one. Got a nice tune out of her, a daughter of Ravens Pass. That was a much better effort than had been the case on her last couple of outings, and certainly a more similar effort to that she produced back in January over this course and distance. So perhaps that's where she wants to be, at Kempton Park over a mile. But the winner is Skeptic, and has seen them all off, and despite doing a fair bit in the early part of the race, the opening stages, having missed the break a little bit, having been rushed up, he's kept them all at bay in good style. Toby Moore in the winner's enclosure.